Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Startup Academy, India's exclusive coaching for ISS examination. In the previous lecture, we completed some of the revision questions on numerical analysis. And since many of you have been texting your doubts regularly to us, and I am being able to solve some of maximum of them, but some I am unable to solve or I am unable to respond to your messages. So today we'll be taking one such doubt which has been asked by one of the student of ours, which is Triveni. So she has asked us about the explanation of a paper 3 question, in which that question includes, we will discuss every part of that question from the very basic level to the very higher level and how to attempt that in your examination. And it will involve everything. That is a numerical question, and it will involve everything from the concept to the numerical. So let us begin. This is the question. As you all can see, this question has been taken from your 2021 question 3 part C. So it is a PPSWOR question, probability proportional to size question, in which they have given us that a village has 5 orchids containing 15, 30, 25, 10 and 20 trees respectively. So let us consider that the total number of trees here, let us consider it as capital M. So M has been taken as 15 plus 30 plus 25 plus 10 plus 20. Total are 100 number of trees. Okay. First is this. If the yield in 10 kgs, in 10 kgs means when the answer will arrive at the answer, we have to multiply it in 10. Sometimes it is given that in 100 kgs or in 1000 kgs. Then respectively we'll be multiplying it with 100 and 1000. Of these 5 orchids are 18, 35, 29, 12 and 24 respectively. So yields have been given. Yields means YIs. So YIs are, for YIs, they have given 18 for Y1. So it is Y1. 35 for Y2. 29 for Y3. 12 for Y4 and 24 for Y5. So yields have been given. So suppose they have taken 5 orchids. Suppose we have 5 orchids. Suppose this is the field we are talking about. So we have 5 orchids. One, two, three, four, and this one is 5. So these are 5 orchids. Now this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th. And the next line is saying that selecting a sample of 2 units at second and fourth position. So we are selecting the second sample, which is the second orchid, and the fourth sample, which is the fourth orchid. So these two are being selected. Now, as you see here, YI, that is the yields per orchid, is changing with every yield. One orchid is giving 180 kgs of fruits, then other is 350 kgs of fruit, because it is in 10 kgs. Everyone will be multiplied 10 kgs respectively. So 290 kgs, 120 kgs and 240 kgs. As the yields are changing, that is why we'll be using PPS sampling. In PPS also, Horwitz-Thompson sampling. Horwitz-Thompson sampling, because or estimator, because Here with every occurrence yield is changing, and this is the case of PPSWOR, probability proportional to sampling without replacement. So we have selected the second and the fourth position. So the second occurrence, that is Y2, has the yield 35 into 10 kgs, and the fourth occurrence, which is Y4, has the yield 12 into 10 kgs, which is 120 kgs. Okay. Now we'll be moving forward with our PPSWOR. So first of all, we'll be finding the probability. Now you all know the probability. The first step is to find the probabilities. Now in PPSWOR, the probability is directly proportional to the probability proportional to size, the name suggests. So Pi is directly proportional to the size, which is Ni upon total of the occurs, which is N. Now we have to calculate first of all the probability is equals to Ni upon M. So P1 has the probability, as you all can see, P1 is 15, the 5 orchids containing trees. So first orchid has 15 trees, and the total number of trees is 100. So it will be 15 upon 100, which is 0.15. And similarly, we will be calculating for P2, P3, P4 and P5, which is 35 upon 100 is equals to 0.35, 30 upon 100. 30 upon 100 is 0.30, then 25, 10 and 20. So 25 upon 100 is equals to 0.25, 10 upon 100 is equals to 0.10, and 20 upon 100 will be equal to 0.20. Now we have got the probabilities here. The second step will be the calculating inclusion properties. Inclusion probabilities. Now when we will be calculating the inclusion probability for the first inclusion probability. Now here N, which is the sample size that has been selected, is 2, which is fourth and the second sample. So first inclusion probability, let us consider that one sample ith sample is selected. This thing has probability Pi. Then if we say that ith sample is not selected, then it will be 1 minus Pi. So this is when we are talking about only one turn. If we take out about nth turn, that ith sample is not selected in nth draw, then it will be 1 minus Pi raised to the power n. Now here the inclusion probability will be pi I is equals to that when they are not selected, it is 1 minus Pi raised to the power n. But it is selected at least once in n draws, then it will be having the probability 1 minus Pi raised to the power n. This is the probability that it is not selected in nth draws, and if we subtract this from 1, which is the total probability, then we'll be getting that it is at least selected for once, twice, or how many times we don't know, but it is selected in n draws. So this is our inclusion probability, first inclusion probability. Now from this only we'll be calculating our inclusion probability for second orchid and the fourth orchid. So for the second orchid, if we say the inclusion probability for the second orchid, it will be 1 minus Pi whole square. Now for the second orchid, Pi is P2 is equals to 0.30. So instead of Pi or P2, we can write 0.30 whole square. Now here we can expand 1 minus 0.30 is 0.70 whole square, which will be 1 minus 0.49, which is nothing but equal to 0.51. Okay. Now the inclusion probability of the fourth occurred is 1 minus 1 minus, which is P4. Now P4 has been given to us as 0.10. So 0.10 whole square. 1 minus 0.10 is 0.90 whole square, which is 1 minus 0.81 equals to 0.19. So we have got the first inclusion probabilities of the second and the fourth occurred like this. Okay. Now we'll be moving to the third step, which is Horvitz-Thompson estimator. Horvitz-Thompson estimation of total population. Total. Now in the derivation, I have told you I have derived the whole of the procedure. How do we calculate Horvitz-Thompson population total? We'll be just taking the final answer or the final result of that derivation. If you don't know that derivation, or if you haven't done Horvitz-Thompson, then you can go back to our sampling techniques videos, and in that I have clearly stated every step in the derivation, and final answer also has been given. So that I'll be using here directly. You can look at from the back of your notes how we have calculated that. So Horvitz-Thompson estimation of population total is given by y cap ht is equals to summation I belongs to S pi I upon yi yields upon pi I. Okay, belongs to S means the number of samples. Here we have two samples, so this formula will become y2 upon pi 2 for the second sample and y4 upon pi 4 for the fourth sample. Okay, this is as easy as it can be. So we'll just be writing y2 upon pi 2 and y4 upon pi 4. So y2, the second yield is 35. So it will be 35 upon pi 2 is 0.51 plus y4. The fourth yield is 12. 12 upon 0.19. When you will solve this, you will be getting the final Horvitz-Thompson total as 1311 31.78 something kg. Now this is in bracket. If you are writing in 10 kg, then this is your answer. And if you're not writing in 10 kg, since the question have mentioned it, then you have to multiply it by 10, and then your answer will become 1317.8 kgs. You don't have to mention this here. Okay, so there are two ways of answering this you have to keep in mind while answering, that if it is in given kgs or if it is not. Okay, so we have found out the Horvitz-Thompson estimation of population total. We have found out the first first inclusion probability. Now we'll find out the second inclusion probability, and then we'll find out the sample error. So the next step that will be involved here is, the fourth step is the second inclusion probability. Okay, the second inclusion probability has the formula pi ij is equals to 1 minus pi whole square minus 1 minus pj whole square minus 1 minus pi pj whole square. Now how does it come? we all know that if ith unit is selected in nth draw, so the probability of selecting ith unit in first draw is pi, and for not selecting is 1 minus pi, right? Now if you have to find out for not selecting in nth draw, so it will be raised to the power n, but here n, which is the sample number, is 2, so the power will be 2. Okay, that's why we are doing it. Now if we have to calculate for jth, the probability of not selecting the jth occurred or jth tree in the nth draw. Okay, so it will be 1 minus pj raised to the power n. But that, both of them will exclude the probability when they are simultaneously selected. So we have to add them. Probability when both I and j, there will be cases when both I and j are selected. So it will be added to this. So the probability of selecting I and jth unit simultaneously is given by 1 minus probability of not selecting of ith unit at all, of not selecting of jth unit at all, of selecting of both I and jth unit simultaneously in a sample. Okay, that is the reason behind it, and that is what is making you confused in your questions. So this is the final one. Now we have to just put the I and j. I is nothing but 2 and j is nothing but 4th uh, occurred. So pi 2 4 is equals to 1 minus p2 whole square minus 1 minus p4 whole square plus 1 minus p2 minus p4 whole square. Now you can just put the values of p2 and p4 here, and you will be getting your answer pi 24, which is the second inclusion probability, as 0.16. So it will be 1 minus 0.30, 0.7 whole square, 1 minus 0.10, 0.9 whole square, plus 1 minus 0.70, 0.10, which will be 0.20 whole square. Okay, this is your seven zero and minus 10, so 60. It will be 60.6 whole square. When you will solve this, you will get your final answer or the second inclusion probability as 0.06. 0.06. Okay, so this is your answer for second inclusion probability or the joint inclusion probability. Now we'll be dealing with the variance. So in order to calculate sample error, we have to calculate the variance first, which will be your last step for this question. So variance of this Horwitz-Thompson estimator is nothing but, or under root of variance is nothing but sample error of this Horwitz-Thompson estimator. We all know that the relationship between sample error and variance is of square and under root. Okay. Now, first of all, variance. Variance of this Horwitz-Thompson estimator. We all know that we have calculated Horwitz-Thompson estimator variance formula in the derivation only, and here we'll be directly using that. Again, I'm telling you, if you're not thorough with the concepts, you first have to go back there and re-revise it, then come here. Otherwise, you won't be understanding any of this. So I'll be directly writing the formula from there. It is minus 1 by 2 pi ij minus pi j yi pi I minus yj pi j raised to the power whole square. All of the derivation has been done beforehand, so here we'll just be using this. Here minus 2 can be replaced if we say pi j minus pi ij, if we replace both of them. Instead of that, just we'll be sticking to the basic rule. So it will be minus 1 by 2. Now pi ij is nothing but pi 2 4, where I is equals to 2 and j is equals to 4. This we have been doing continuously. So pi ij, we have just calculated it. It is 0.06 minus pi I and pi j, which is pi 2 and pi 4, 0.51 and 0.19. 0.51 into 0.19. Okay, and the second one is yi upon pi I. With this also we have calculated yi upon pi I, 35 upon 0.51 minus yj upon pi j is 12 upon 0.19. 12 upon 0.19 whole square. On solving this question, this will be nothing but come in minus, and minus minus will get cancelled, and it will be giving us a positive sign. This will be 1.1039 in 10 kgs. We have to mention this, or otherwise we have to write 11.039 kgs. Okay, this is the variance. Now in order to calculate our standard error, or it will be under root of variance of y cap ht, which is Horvitz-Thompson estimator. It will be under root of 1.1039, which gives us a final answer as 1.0507 kg in 10 kgs, or 10.507 kg. You can recheck the answer. These are the calculations that I have done. You can recheck from your calculator. So this is our final answer. So this is how we'll be attempting in 5 parts of this for your question. Now let us see what the question I've asked again. Now you'll be able to understand it thoroughly. Our village has 5 orchids containing 15, 30, 25, 10 and 20 trees respectively. If the yield in 10 kgs of these 5 orchids are 18, 35, 29, 12 and 24 respectively, and selecting samples of 2 units, second and fourth position, estimate the total production. So from here we are seeing total production means Horvitz-Thompson estimator for population total of 5 orchids along with standard error. So standard error. So they have asked us to calculate y cap ht of total and standard error of our y cap ht. And both of these formula require the inclusion probability, first inclusion probability and second inclusion probability. Then only we can calculate these two things. So again revising it, first of all we have found out the probability proportional to sampling, and then we have calculated for inclusion probability the formula for first inclusion probability of ith unit, and for second and fourth orchids we have calculated that, and after that we have calculated our Horvitz-Thompson estimator of population total, which is summation of yi over pi I, and since there are only 2 samples, it will be y2 upon pi 2 and y4 upon pi 4. This solves our first part of the question. Then we have to calculate the second inclusion probability, which has the formula as I have given it to you, and if it would have included the uh, sorry, if it would have included the 3 draws or 3 samples or 4 samples, then the power would be 3, 4 and that kind of respectively. But in Horvitz-Thompson, we are only taught to do up till second draw or second order probability, not more than that. So greater than this won't come in your examination. This is the final or the extreme case that will come, or only they can ask you Horvitz-Thompson estimator, which will be solved by just first inclusion probability. So from here we have calculated the second inclusion probability, and this thing will be used in our variance of this Horvitz-Thompson estimator. And we are calculating variance so as to find the standard error, because standard error is nothing but under root of variance. So variance includes this formula, which I am quoting here. If you don't know the theory, then you cannot do it in your examination. So it is very important that you pay attention on your theoretical concepts, then only you can solve the numerical parts. So from here, the second inclusion probability, the first and the first inclusion probability of highest and jth unit has been considered, and this also has been considered. Then only we are able to find out standard error considering the under root of variance. So this solved the second part of the question. So in order to solve two questions, we have to take four parts, which is first inclusion probability, then Howard-Thompson estimator of population total, then second inclusion probability, and finally we have we have calculated for variance and standard error. This is how you have to attempt in the class in the examination, so as to gain full marks in these questions. The numerical question can give you full marks only if you know the concepts behind them. So mentioning the formula and just directing writing the answer will fetch you very good marks. Okay, I hope that this problem has been solved. If you still have any doubt in this exact problem, then you can ask us on our WhatsApp channel or on in the comments down below. We'll be happily answering you. And I hope, Triveni, that your doubt is clear now. If you will be having any other doubt, then you can ask us in the WhatsApp only. We'll be answering you then and there. Now we'll be talking about a new batch that has been launched, which is Lakshya 2027 for professionals or for working professionals. Because many of you have been working and are not sitting idle at home. Most of you are not sitting idle at home. So this Lakshya 2027 batch is for you. So in here we'll be focusing on weekend and evening classes, and recorded lecture videos for reviewing will also be available to you. Complete coverage of paper 1, paper 2, 3 and 4. GS and English will also be considered here along with your working hours. And test series, PYQs and answer writing will be looking to all of them, managing the time between your working hours and your study hours. Personal mentorship and strategic training will also be provided to you by our experienced faculty. So, if you are thinking that you're working and you cannot prepare for the best one in your field, then you're wrong. We teach working professionals more professionally, because you are using data science and you are using statistics in a practical examination, and you will be more aware of how to use them in theoretical concepts. So, don't think again or don't think twice. You can enroll it right now and see where you can rose up in the same field while working out your life. So this was all for today. I hope that you are re-revising your topics again and again, and I wish you all the very best for the coming examination. All the best, and thank you so much.